Politics with Phil Goff.
Leader of the Labour Party, Phil Goff, is with us this morning and joining us from the airport. Good morning to you, Phil.
Good morning, Wammo. Beautiful morning in Auckland, and I'm heading down to the cold south again.
Yes, the blustery Wellington waterfront, where apparently John Key likes to spend his time in the wind. I don't know if you heard about that this morning.
No, but I was down there yesterday, and it was a bit miserable compared to Auckland. Got to move the capital to Auckland. I'm convinced of it.
Well, is that right? I don't think the Wellingtonians listening will be very happy about that.
I don't know whether the Aucklanders would either, actually, but there you go.
You realise it has just been voted, at least announced by Lonely Planet to be the
fourth in the world.
Yeah.
Well, look, I got to be nice about Wellington, just in case there's a Wellingtonian listening.
Well, there is.
On a beautiful day, Wellington is just a superb city. But if its temperature was 3 degrees higher, it'd be a different world.
Yeah, this is true. Were you in Auckland last night for the Diwali celebrations?
I had a couple of Diwali. I've had 3 of them so far. Had a big one in the Aotea Centre, which went off really well. It was great seeing, the new square down there being fully utilised. We had 8,000 or 9,000 people there, really enjoying their time in the sun. And then we had 2 yesterday, one in Mangere and one in Telstra Clear Centre in Manukau. So it's the time of the year for celebrating 5,000 years of Indian culture and history, and it's great to see people out there enjoying themselves.
Yeah, and the community is obviously growing if you can have all these little Diwalis everywhere as well.
Yeah, look, I'm amazed. With the sheer number of people I've seen at these functions, I think every person of Indian origin in Auckland must have been to a Diwali so far, and there's a few more to go. But it says something about the community that they get out there and they celebrate, but they open their culture up to other people to enjoy, and it was really good to see a whole lot of people, Pacifica people, other Asian people, European people of European origin, all out there and enjoying an aspect of another person's culture and the food and the music and the dance that goes with it.
And talking about Aotea Square, were you at the dawn ceremony there this morning for the dawn of the super city?
No, afraid not. I had other things to do this morning, but including talking on your show, Wammo. But I wish the new council well. They've got a big task ahead of them, particularly with some of the bills that are going to come in on things like leaky homes, etc. I see that a projected rate rise of 6%, and an assurance by the Mayor that he's going to do everything he can to avoid that. And I think that's important because, families are already pretty much struggling trying to pay their bills at the moment, and they don't need a rate rise that's more than twice the level of inflation. If
Labour was in government, would you still be supporting the Holiday Highway North, or would you be channeling those funds to public transport options in Auckland City?
Oh, we'd be prioritising. You have to do that. You haven't got money money just doesn't come in a big bag from somewhere. It comes out of the ratepayers. So when you spend it, you've got to say, what are the most important things to do? Our priority is resolving congestion in Auckland. That's our huge problem if you travel up and down the motorway during peak hours. And the motorway system only goes so far in solving that problem. In the end, you've got to have a public transport system, and strengthening rail longer term is just going to be absolutely vital for Auckland to have world-class infrastructure.
So you would have put the Holiday Highway on the back burner?
Yeah, that wouldn't have been our priority ahead of doing something about the congestion within Auckland itself. There is a hassle there during the holiday season with the Highway North, but if you're going to choose priorities, we've got to choose the priority to deal with the congestion problem that happens every day.
So the go-ahead for that highway didn't happen under the Labour government?
That was not our priority, as I understand it. I wasn't Minister of Transport. I don't know the details of that. But talking to our people, no, that wasn't our priority at all.
Okay. Also, have you met Gillard yet, or is that happening this week?
No, I met with her last week in Canberra, and really good meeting with her. She's a very personable individual. We had a great discussion, and obviously that's a hugely important relationship for New Zealand, and we've got to keep that alive.
Any significance in seeing her before John Key did?
Oh, I did it because it was Labour Day, actually. I didn't have engagements on Labour Day, so a chance to get across the Tasman to meet with Julia Gillard, Kevin Rudd, Wayne Swan, and most of the members of the ministry over there. Great series of meetings, and I was really interested in why Australia has done so well in the last 12 months. Added 50,000 jobs in September. when we seem to be going backwards. So we've got some good ideas from them on that front.
And talking about Labor Day, because we didn't get to talk last week, on Labor Day, of course, it's almost the Unions' Day. The unions helped create Labor Day in the first place, but the unions got a big old bashing on Labor Day.
Well, they did over the Hobbit thing, and when you look at it, the Hobbit was never about the visit by Warner Brothers was never about industrial relations. With a chance to screw another $33 million out of New Zealand taxpayers on top of the 65 million of handouts they were already getting. That means that we pay effectively $100 million because of the privilege of producing a film in the country that's best able to produce that film. We've got the experience,
And
but if anybody
sounds like we're losing you there, Phil. It sounds like someone's censoring your call there. You're dropping out, so we'll leave it there.
Okay, mate. Good to talk to you anyway.
Thanks very much. Yeah, cheers. That is
See you later. Bye.
Leader of the Labor Party, Phil Goff, with us this morning on his way catching a flight.